Today, on the feast of St. Cyril and Methodius, co-patrons of Europe, with ancient rites, sacred music and a cathedral filled with prayer, Archbishop Richard Moth has now been installed as Archbishop of Westminster, marking a new chapter for Catholics in England and Wales.
When the Archbishop first was announced, I interviewed him for our diocesan channels, and I asked him, what do you say to those people for whom this is a change and they're not quite sure what to make of it? And he said, the gospel is a constant, the church is a constant, Jesus is a constant, and that constant gets reimagined and represented for each age. To us is given the time that we have, and our job is to represent the gospel, and that gospel of service and of love and of charity and of hope and of truth to the modern age, which really needs, I think, especially hope.
What kind of leadership do you expect Bishop Richard Moth will bring to the Archdiocese here in Westminster?
I think it's going to bring great experience, a welter of experience. When he's worked in the parishes, at the parish level in Southwark Diocese, he's worked in small parishes.
I would imagine that he will be clear but understated. Cardinal Nichols, who's been the Archbishop of Westminster now for nearly 16 years, has given very vocal leadership, and I expect Archbishop Moth will be the same.
I'd say he's a very experienced leader. He's been bishop in two different dioceses, one for the military and one in Arundel and Brighton, where he did a wonderful job there. He was also Vicar General for many years, so in terms of understanding how a diocese runs, he's got an enormous amount of experience. So I think it's a good appointment. I think it's good for the diocese. I think it's good for the country. He's a good, solid man, very sensible, and with great experience and a great love for the church.
Westminster Diocese is a hugely diverse community, and I think that we're going to obviously have people representing 100 cultures here today. So I think one of the first challenges is going to be organising a liturgy that's representative of everybody here. So we're going to have people from all over the world and all different languages, all different musical expressions will be here, and luckily we've got a beautiful quality of music here, and there's been a lot of talk about how this liturgy is going to bring everyone together.
It's an event that doesn't happen very often. So like with any big events, it's explained. That's why we've explained it clearly in the order of service for the faithful, because these are the forms in which we catechize and explain not only that it's a ritual, something is happening there, but it's a historical ritual that is heavily grounded in history, and that this new archbishop is not just a new kid on the block, is somebody who is very much part of the history of the Catholic Church.
The rite that we use, we can trace back to that being used for the installations of Archbishops of Canterbury pre-Reformation. And we can certainly date it back to a book of religious rites that are kept in the British Museum that dates back to the time of Archbishop Churchill in about 1414. So we are expressing in the way we celebrate the installation rite tomorrow our continuity with the Church's history in this country. And there's another significant moment when the Archbishop actually arrives at the doorsteps tomorrow of the cathedral. The doors will be opened and he will kneel for 10-15 seconds, literally in the doorway of the cathedral. And from the outside of the cathedral, either side of that doorway, quite high up, are medallions in marble of 12 former saintly Archbishops of Canterbury. So it's expressing a continuity with the past there as well.
At the very beginning of the service, the Great West Door opens, and that's the signal to our brass ensemble at the back of the cathedral to start playing a fanfare which announces the beginning of the service, and I think prepares everyone for what's about to happen. So yes, that's just a minute or so of music that just announces the start of the service. And that's followed closely by a piece written for the installation of Archbishops of Westminster by James Macmillan. So it's specific to here. features the brass at one end of the cathedral and the grand organ at one end of the cathedral, and the choir organ at the other end of the cathedral. So it's a very dramatic piece.
He will be presented with what is affectionately known as the Westminster crozier, the Howard crozier, which is the crozier only used by the Archbishops of Westminster, so it's handed on. After which he will express how he is accepting this ministry, this responsibility, and all that it entails that has been given to him by the Holy Father.
After the restoration of the Catholic hierarchy by Pope Pius IX in 1850, Westminster Cathedral became the mother church of the Catholic community in England and Wales. The cathedral's Byzantine-inspired space, arches, mosaics, and resonant stone was designed to carry chant and sacred music with depth and clarity. The liturgy will include historic music by William Byrd, Johann Sebastian Bach, and significantly pre-Reformation chants used in the solemn reception of an archbishop in pre-Reformation England.
The choir sings in the space in the apse, the east end of the building, and it's one of the most beautiful spaces to sing, certainly in London, I think probably in the country, and it has really shaped the way the choir sings. It's a beautiful place to sing. You can hear everything very clearly, and it sort of suits this music, particularly the plain song, very well, because it just means that those wonderful lines project down the building. It's like the apse reflects the sound and sends it all the way down that massive nave. The acoustic here is crucial to the music we do. It's very special, and it's wonderful to work in such a magnificent space.
There's a partnership between our musicians and ourselves. We are meant to be modelled. We are Mother Church of the diocese. We're meant to be setting the lead for the diocese in how liturgy can be celebrated. So we strive for that excellence here.
Yeah, so I think that communicating liturgical moments such as these are important to reach as wide an audience as possible, because, well, first of all, I think that Westminster Cathedral is the home of great liturgy. I know that some of the people who work here, and they care so much and have such deep attention to the liturgy, whether it's in the music, whether it's in the actions and the gestures and the postures, whether it's in the vestments, whether it's in the materials used for the Mass. So I know that, for instance, the chalice from today is a chalice that was donated to the church by one of the former Dukes of Norfolk, who are based in Arundel and Brighton, which is where Bishop Richard has come, and indeed the descendants of that same Duke are in the church today.
Is it quite an exciting process to be involved in?
Absolutely, because I think this is a big turning point in the journey of our diocese as well. Obviously, we have been incredibly grateful for everything that Cardinal Vincent has taken us through and journeyed with us, and now we're looking forward to the next chapter of walking together and whatever challenges that may bring and whatever opportunities that may bring in the growth of this community. We're at a moment where huge parish revival is going on, and it's an amazing thing to be able to witness going on around us.
What I would say to Cardinal Nichols is thank you for the service that he has given, that has been so dedicated, oftentimes completely unseen. Some people, I think, have a sense of a caricature of leadership. But in Cardinal Nichols, I have seen a leader who is humble and profound, but also very human and very willing to engage with the genuine struggles of the day. He's been a man who's has been at the centre of the church in this country for a very long time, and I think we owe him a debt of gratitude for that.
Today's celebration was rooted in tradition, yet focused on the future. As Archbishop Moth begins his ministry, we pray the Lord may bless him, guide him, and make him a true father and shepherd to us all. From Westminster Cathedral in London, I'm Sam Linley, reporting for EWTN Great Britain.